Good morning. These are your BYU-Idaho radio morning headlines for Monday, April 9th, 2025. Thanks for listening. I'm Jill Clary. The Portneuf District Library in Chubbuck will celebrate Easter with an Easter egg hunt for those with mental or physical disabilities. This is the 10th anniversary of the Accessible Easter Egg Hunt. Amanda Beaudoin, the children's librarian, helped organize the event.
Many years ago, we noticed that in Pocatello especially, there wasn't an Easter egg hunt that was inclusive for children who maybe needed a little extra help or some accommodations for an Easter egg hunt. I have a nephew who was born with some special needs, and he lives in Rigby, and he kind of is what prompted me to have something here in Pocatello for children that were like him.
Beaudoin says the event is divided into different areas for each person depending on what they can handle. For those with vision loss, there are eggs that emit a beeping noise to make them easier to find. For those with a hard time walking, they have a wheelchair or walker accessible hunt on a path rather than in the grass. Even those who may be allergic to candy can participate with prizes being coupons and small toys instead.
We try to keep it what we call inclusively exclusive. So we won't turn anyone away, but we do prefer if families are able to attend a traditional Easter egg hunt for them to maybe choose one of those instead, so we can keep this inclusively exclusive, just so that it doesn't get overwhelming. But we also want families to know that they can come and attend regardless.
While the event is free, it is ticketed. Tickets are available at the Portneuf District Library and other therapy locations. The event happens on Saturday, April 19th at 11 a.m. at the Stewart Park Splash Pad. For more information, contact the library by visiting portneuflibrary.org. You can listen to our full interview with Beaudoin on our podcast feed. Just follow BYU-Idaho Radio on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. In a lawsuit brought by 3 news organizations that say Idaho prison officials are unconstitutionally hiding parts of lethal injection executions from public view, the Associated Press, EastIdahoNews.com, and the Idaho Statesman filed a lawsuit against the director of the Idaho Department of Correction late last year and are asking U.S. Magistrate Judge Deborah K. Grasham to temporarily stop the state from restricting media witnesses from viewing the actual injection of lethal chemicals in any executions that may occur before the lawsuit is resolved. EastIdahoNews.com reports prison officials say there are important safety and security reasons for keeping some of the injection details secret, like the source of and type of lethal injection drugs and the identities of execution team members. Former Idaho Department of Correction Director Josh Tawalt and other prison officers have told lawmakers in the past that anything threatening the confidentiality of execution team members or the source of the state's execution drugs could put Idaho's ability to carry out capital punishment at risk, in part because it would be difficult to find qualified volunteers willing to put someone to death. But the news organizations contest the public has a First Amendment right to witness the entire execution process, including when execution team members put the lethal injection medications into the IV lines connected to a condemned person. Idaho has attempted four lethal injection executions since the 1970s, all of which were concealed behind screens or walls. The most recent attempt, involving Thomas Creech, was aborted last year after execution members were unable to successfully establish an IV line. The Bingham County coroner has released the name of the victim of a deadly crash. The crash happened Monday evening on Highway 26 at 100 North in Bingham County. According to a news release from the Idaho State Police, a 58-year-old man in a maroon SUV did not yield when crossing Highway 26, which resulted in an oncoming motorcycle crashing into it. The Bingham County coroner says 28-year-old Bradley C. Orr of Chubbuck was the man on the motorcycle, and he died from his injuries. A younger passenger on the motorcycle was taken to a local hospital. The GMC driver was wearing a seatbelt, and the passengers on the motorcycle were both wearing helmets. These have been your BYU-Idaho morning headlines for April 9th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on your podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. Have a great day. This is BYU-Idaho Radio, and I'm Jill Clary.